Hi, good morning everyone. We are going to do Panzee today. It's a super easy sort of organic sort of pattern. So you can follow along with me. I know you can do it. Simple. First thing we're going to do is make a little dot. Then we're going to make sort of a blobby shape. Sort of almost a peanut sort of a shape, but it's irregular. An irregular shape coming out like that, and then we're going to aura it. I guess the main thing is that it comes out from the dot like that right there. Okay, then we're going to do another irregular-ish peanut sort of shape going this way and aura that one, and then we're going to make another sort of irregular peanutty shape coming out about this way and aura, and then this way and then aura. Once we have all of our little peanutty shapes made, however big we want it to be, because I notice over here there are many more of these peanutty sort of shapes, then we come in here and draw the little straight lines. I'm not sure what this is indicating. I really don't know what that's indicating. Maybe that you're supposed to make sure it's going all the way through. I'm not 100% sure. But maybe that you continue the angle. It's coming outward from the center. Outward, so you know you don't want to do your stripies this way. You want to continue to make them coming outward from the center. That's probably what that means. And look, there's a bouquet of pansies, but see, they do 1, 2, 3, 4, a bunch of petals around. The step out shows it's stopping at 1, 2, 3, 4, but you actually do more than that. I'm not sure why the step out shows it stopping there, but that's where it shows it stopping. So do however many petals that you want. I think I'm just going to do maybe 1 or 2 on this page. I don't know. Turn on my light so that we get rid of that glare. I'm going to zoom out just a smidge. So I'm using my sort of medium-sized tile. It is about 4.5 square, give or take. And I've chosen on red because I was sort of inspired by the red that was on the step out. Excuse me. What's with all the congestion today? Take a drink of water. That's better. Alright, so should I do 1 big flower just in the middle? I think so. I think I'm just going to do 1 in the middle and be done for today. I'm going to keep it simple. So I need to find a pen the right size. Alright. So we're going to just do a circle in the middle, and then sort of an irregular shape coming out and around like that, and then we're going to aura it, right? Then the next shape kind of comes this way, and we aura it. And then the next shape goes around like that. And we aura it. And then the next shape is kind of coming out from there, but not quite. And it's coming around. What's nice about this is the shape can be whatever it ends up being, because, you know, it's a flowerish shape, and flowers are always very organic and not equal. So then let's do a one here, around like this, and one from up here, like this. And one kind of this way. And one kind of this way. I'm just making it up as I go along. And I'm just making it as big as I feel like making it. Something like that. That looks like a nice shape. I'm good with that shape. Alrighty, so then we want to go from the center outwards with our guidelines, with our, and I'm just going to go like this to help me remember the angles that I want it to be at. That will help me establish where those lines are going to go. Oh, husband's home. Back from his bike ride. He took my vehicle in, needed some work at the mechanics. And instead of us both driving over there with two cars and you know, doing that whole thing to drop off the vehicle, he decided he was just going to take the bike in the back of my truck and ride home. Who knows where else he's been, but he's been riding. I'm sure he's enjoyed his day. I was going to come out here and draw earlier, and I got distracted. I was working on preparing for Inktober, and I'll show you guys that. I don't know if I'll show you this week or at the beginning of next week when it gets a little closer to October, but if you go to the website, you can just use the little search bar and search for Inktober. If you haven't seen the I don't want to say the announcement on the Facebook page, but there have been some patterns selected for the group to use for Inktober. If you don't know what Inktober is, it's a thing that was originally created by Jess Parker, I believe. That's who it is. And he created it as a way for him to challenge himself to draw an ink drawing, because he's an illustrator, every single day in the month of October. That was what his his challenge to himself was. And he started making prompts so that, you know, there was some sort of guideline. You didn't have to follow the prompts, but it helped him to flex his creative muscles, his drawing thought process, right? And so it's kind of taken off over the last few years, and more different people, different groups are participating in Inktober. And don't remember last year if we had specific drawing prompts or not. We might have. I don't recall. I don't think so. But this year we're going to have specific drawing prompts, different patterns. And so what I did was, in order to think about it, I had already decided that this year, instead of, you know, I don't like that I drew those dark lines. I'm going to hide them with, because I can see that line going all the way through, even though I'm doing a good job of maintaining that idea from the center outward. I'm still, yeah, I don't like that I can see that line going straight through. But we will kind of disguise it. Anyways, so what I was doing was I took screenshots of all of the different prompt ideas. I'd already decided earlier that instead of doing 31 individual small drawings, because you know I've cut back my schedule, my drawing schedule, so that I'm not overwhelmed. But I'm going to try to do the Inktober anyway, every day instead of just Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm going to give that a go. Who knows if I'll be able to maintain that, but I'm going to give it a go. And what I decided to do, instead of drawing 31 little individual drawings, is that I'm going to make one larger piece. So I thought what I would do is I'd prepare my prompts, and I would look at them, and I'm not going to go necessarily in the order, you know, for each day that they were put out there, but that I would kind of look at them all, give them a thought process, be mindful of all the different patterns that are going to be coming up for the month, and try to incorporate most of them, maybe even all of them if I can, but at least most of them. I'm going to try to incorporate them into a larger drawing that I draw a little bit on every day, rather than trying to do a bunch of individual drawings that I try to complete every single day, because there are going to be some days where I can draw longer than others. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start on a big page. I'm going to plan it out a little bit. I'm going to use my pencil off screen, and I'm going to give myself some ideas. So I wanted to know, you know, do we have ribbon type patterns on the list? If so, I will create an area that where a ribbon pattern makes sense on in my composition. I don't want to just kind of random plopping down stuff, right? I want to actually be mindful of where I'm going to put my patterns. So it'll be completely different than what I normally do. And I probably will not show the step outs. I will just draw. And then I'll tell you which pattern it is that I'm working on at the moment, rather than spending the time to do the step outs and doing the exact pattern. And I may take a pattern and say, this is the pattern that I'm being inspired by, but I have, you know, completely changed it. So that might happen as well. Just so you know. This is better. I was kind of wishing that those lines, that one suggestion where it showed it going outward, actually wasn't there, because then I wouldn't have done that. I get the idea that you need to, your petals need to go toward the middle. I think I would have liked it better if I didn't have that continuous line all the way through, but you know, you try to hide it. Once I get the shading in here and a little bit of highlights, I think that will make it so that you don't really see the thing that I don't like. One more petal. And it's not that it's bad, because it really has kind of disappeared, but it's not what I had expected or hoped for, if that makes sense. But you know, since I did it on red paper, it's a dark paper, it will look really good with some white highlights or yellow or something light colored. I want to go right here where they're coming together and just give them a bit of dark. Maybe not completely solid, but bits where it's darker right there. I think that will really help it come together. Give it a bit of dimension, a little shading with my pen. Of course, every dog in the neighborhood's got a bark, but oh well. That, I think something like that with my black pen. And then I'll come in with my, well, I might as well put the name on here. What was it? Panzee? P-A-N-Z-E-E. Which way do I want it to live? This way. Then I'm going to come in here and give it some pencil. Everywhere where there's an overlap. I'm in the zone until I've gotten quiet again. Happens when I'm in the zone. Okay, and now I want to use my blending stump and blend out those areas. I'm trying to decide what color I want to use as my highlight color. Do I want a stark white or do I want it a little more subtle? That I'm not sure yet. See how the blending just makes it beautiful. I love shading and blending with my blending stump. You don't have to have a blending stump. You can use a tortillon. You can use a Q-tip cotton bud. You could use the end of your finger. You could use, I don't use my finger just because it's messy. And it leaves a lot of oils on your paper. You know, your fingers leave a lot of oils, and depending on the kind of paper, sometimes it can make it so it resists, the oils on your fingers can resist your art materials. I'm just trying to think if I really want bright white highlight or if I want it a little more subtle. So I think I'm going to flip over my paper and try a couple of different colors on the back to decide what I want to do. But I do like what it looks like right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to give myself a little like sample of an area to just play with, so I can have a thought process. Okay, so that's going to be just like a quickie of what's going on the other side, and then I can decide, do I want a white pencil, which you know is going to just stand out really great, or do I want maybe a yellow? It's not as popping. Do I want a pink? Nah. Do I want like a fluorescent green? Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Do I want a bright blue? Ooh. Oh, I like that even better. That bright blue is almost as neon bright as the white. I like that better. Okay, I'm going to do it with the blue. Let me make sure it's got a good sharp tip on it though. This one is called Light Cerulean Blue in the Prismacolor colored pencils. Just so you know what I'm using. You absolutely do not have to have the same supply as I do. Use what you got. If you don't have colored pencils, use marker. If you don't have either of those, don't make a highlight. You know, if I was doing this on white paper, it wouldn't it wouldn't pop like it does on the red. Wow, that really pops. That's a good contrast color there, let me tell you. Okay. Just like that. Look at that. That looks really cool. Looks even better on the camera than it does in real life. I like when that happens. And I'm done. That was a fairly simple one. I just wanted a nice big one right in the middle of my page. Alright, you guys have a great day. I will see you on the next video. I'm second guessing that I want a little bit of white on here. It's telling me it wants some white. And I'm not too sure why. Because I feel like it doesn't really need it. But it's telling me it wants a little bit of white going this way. Just a little. I'm not sure why. Not everywhere, just a few spots. It wants just a little extra. Very light, very gentle. Like that. Yeah, that's what it wants. Weird that I thought I was done. I looked up and I went, nope. It's telling me to color a little more. Alright, now I'm done. Look at that. Just explosion. That's pretty cool. I like it. Am I finished now? Are you done, Dawn? I don't know. I feel like now it needs darker here. Needs even more dark. Even though I have dark there, it's telling me it wants a little more dark. Just randomly. Not in every spot, just in some of them. So we're going to do that. Make it a little darker in a couple of spots. Take my stump and make sure I blend that out. Okay, happy with that. Are you done now? Guess it's done. All right, you guys have a great day. I'm going to go in and see how my husband's doing, see if he needs me for anything before I come back, draw some more. I will see you on the next video. Next video I'm going to do Fantastic And then pinwheel tessellation. Those are the ones I've picked for the next time around. And then I'm not sure. Then we will be into October, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do on the next videos. I need to go get some supplies. I will see you guys later. You guys have a great day. And go out and do something nice for someone today, okay? See you later. Bye-bye.